it's going on for so long that there's a lot of time to intervene. And this is the time when a lot, we have these mystery symptoms. We don't feel like ourselves, right? We're more sluggish. And I feel like this goes with so many conditions, not just Hashimoto's, but just throw a chronic disease in there. And so feeling maybe more fatigue, maybe brain fog, or like just things are just not the way that they used to be. And you go to your doctor and you're told you're just getting older. It's normal, which it is not, because plenty of people are thriving all throughout their life. And they're not suffering, but a lot of people are. And so if we know that it can be going on for so long, that means that there's so much that we can do. So the gut is the second thing, right? Well, the altered intestinal permeability. So we know we had to have had a genetic predisposition. We have to have this altered intestinal permeability in order for an immune dysregulation to happen, because that's what sets the alarm, right? It's like, uh-oh, things are getting in. This doesn't belong here. But the third is a key area of intervention. And I feel like it's one of the most important. And that's, there needs to be a trigger or multiple triggers. And this could be numerous things. Like when I do a functional medicine timeline and matrix on everybody, right? It's instrumental. It is a key component. And I'm asking questions like, as best as you can imagine it, what do you think life was like for your mom when she was pregnant with you? And people are like, I have no idea. And others are like, I was adopted, right? So then it's piecing everything together and thinking of all of these moments in time. Like so many of us, maybe we had ear infections a lot, or maybe we had mono when we were a teenager, like so many. But I usually find there's one big one in particular that an individual will say, I've never been the same since. And it's a piece of the puzzle, right? So kind of expanding on your question, Evan, if that's okay.
Yeah,
that,
please.
I had antibodies to Lyme, to Borrelia, the pathogen that causes Lyme, and mold and lots of other things. And so I went on a quest, like it's all about that, but then realizing our bodies are brilliant. It can't, if we want to tie everything into just one moment in time, like it was that camping trip when I got bit by that tick and it ruined my life, right? That I think that's too simplistic, because and a dear friend of mine, Dr. Eric, talks about the load. So I steal his wording at this point. And that, these like blocks, these weights that we're putting on to our body all throughout life. And then like we put one more on and the board breaks. But we want to blame that one, but it's actually the combination. And so I think of like our like exposome, like everything we've been exposed to throughout our life. Again, not to instill fear, but I believe, and the research shows, that this is one of the reasons why, like, we accept that, autoimmune diseases, they're happening much younger now, right? It used to be considered more a middle-age condition, just like chronic conditions, like chronic diseases, like type 2 diabetes, fatty liver. Kids are getting diagnosed with these. So there's a reason, there's triggers, multiple triggers. And if we can identify what that individual's triggers are and release the pressure, like if we think of like a pressure cooker, I love to cook. Think of like one of those instant pots, and you have to relieve the pressure. Or if somebody's not a chef or a home cook, you're driving a car, but this is a car you don't want to drive, okay? And you got your foot on that gas pedal and you're just flying into like down a dysfunctional road, that we need to relieve that pressure. And so in my experience, when we can really identify, and it's likely a group of things, it changes everything. It can essentially change our health trajectory.